Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is April. I am April.
This
This
is
is
April.
down for sure. And welcome to my channel. All right, this is April TCG. What's up? What's up? Welcome to my channel. Come on in and have a seat. And I want to talk about something that is going on right now. It's been going on, but we're going to bring something else to the forefront today. So come on in, everybody, and let's talk about what's going on in Georgia today because there's some corruption going on that's been going on for a long time here in the state of Georgia. Let's talk about this about the security guards walking out yesterday of the Fulton County Jail. Let's talk about that. So this is corrupt Georgia. I don't know if anyone has seen the press conference in regards to the security guards walking out yesterday. Did you see what the Fulton County Sheriff's Department had to say about that everything? It's unbelievable. And they just said it with a straight face, didn't deny it. Just I can't believe that this is going on. I can't believe that the state of Georgia's officials are getting away with these types of actions. Let me tell you something. A few weeks ago, actually probably about a month ago, so I had a situation happen where I was registering a child in school, and come to find out the school zones have changed without any notification to us parents. And I spoke with the Board of Education because I wanted to get some answers. So I called the Board of Education. And I wanted to see, because if your child is here, if your child is zoned in a school where you don't want them to go, that you don't want them to go to, you can actually fill out the what's called House Bill 251. And this is basically a form stating, asking or requesting that your child be sent to, whatever school, because of whatever the reasons are that you don't want your child to go to that other school, the zone school. And the only thing with this House Bill 251 is that you have to fill it out before the end of the previous school year. So, of course, 4 weeks ago, it was too late to fill out that form. But then, okay, us parents who are just getting this, we're just finding out when we're registering our children, we're finding out that our school zone, our homes are changed in a different school zone, and it may or may not fall in a school that you may or may not want your child to go to. But guess what? It's too late to fill out a form, House 251. So I called the Board of Education to see if there were some exceptions made, if there were any exceptions that they could make in regards to my situation. And so basically, and I asked to speak with the superintendent. Okay. I didn't get to speak with the superintendent. I spoke with a female who was speaking for the superintendent. Her name was Kimberly Turner. And so I spoke with this lady, and I was telling her about my situation, how I'm just finding out that my daughter's in a certain school zone, blah, 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 blah. And she basically was saying, yeah, that's the way it is. And I was wanting answers because and I was very nice. Um, I was asking, is there an exception that could be made? Being that I just found out as far as the House 251. I'm not asking for any favors. I'm just asking, since you all dropped the ball at the last minute without notifying us parents so we can prepare, or let us know the previous school year about these changes, so that way we have the choice of filling out the house. It's like they tricked us. That's some corrupt stuff to me. Okay, so they tricked us. They didn't let us know until school starts, so it's too late now to file to fill out the House Bill 251, and that's a problem. So, especially if your new zone is in a school where you know it's not good for your child for whatever reason, that's a problem. So, I was explaining this to her. This lady she I guess she became impatient with what I'm explaining, and she said, "I'm not going back and forth with you." Click. That's what she did. She just dropped the mic, blink, click. So I called back. I was shocked. I was like, "What? I'm a parent. I'm a taxpayer, right?" Okay, so I called back and I was like, you do realize that you disconnected the phone on me." This lady says, "Well, she said she didn't deny what she had done. She said, "Well, I wasn't going back and forth with you." And I said, "We weren't going back and forth. I was having a dialogue. We were having a dialogue." And so I asked her again at that time, could I speak with the superintendent? She said she named a gentleman's name. She said he's not in, but it wasn't our superintendent. But the name she named, she said, "Well, he's not in right now. I'll have to get your name." And she had an attitude with this information she was trying to get from me. She said, "Your name, your child's name, and your phone number." Now, do you really think that I'm stupid enough to, at this time, knowing that you're a person with that's not all there, you think I'm going to give you my child's name? Absolutely not. I'm not giving you this lady I'm speaking to with her unprofessional self. I'm not giving you my child's name, right? So, so that you can go and do something childish and immature at whatever school that she attends. These people, this is corrupt Georgia. So, keep in mind that basically what happens is our people get into these high official positions, and they just go berserk. And some people don't understand about being in positions and the responsibility and blah blah blah. Okay, so she asked me for the child's name, and I said, okay, I'm not giving her." I said, "No," I said, "just pass on my name and my phone number," and that's all I said. And I didn't even give my real last name, to be quite honest, because I just don't trust the officials here in Georgia. So I gave my number, gave my first name, and I made up a last name. And she said, "I need your child's last name." And I said, "I'm not giving you my child's last name." I said, "Pass this information on to the superintendent." She said, "Well, she was refusing to give him my information without having my child's name. So I said, "Ma'am, I'm the parent, I'm the taxpayer, I'm asking you to provide me a service." So, so what happened is, after that, she disconnected on me again, but this time she said, "This is our process." Okay, so anyway, so she calls back shortly after that, and some of you may know this story already. So she calls back shortly after that. She's like, "I have the superintendent." She said superintendent, and she gave his name coming on the line. This man came on the line. He was not the superintendent. She was her boss. And I explained the situation to him. He listened and he kindly denied. He said, there's no exceptions to be made." He said, "For that, the school that I was trying to get my daughter into," he said, "there's like three positions that three open positions." He said, "Even if I would have filed the House Bill 251, it is very hard to get your child in that school, blah 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 blah, because everybody wants it." Well, as of last year, it was the best, for best school for my child's grade. Okay, which I'm not giving that information out, but so he kindly he listened to me, and he pretty much told me that no, there's no exceptions that can be made. Okay, so I still remember. Now, I told this lady, the lady I was speaking with at first, I did tell her that I was going to file a complaint. So I did go down there the next day to file a complaint in person, right? Because I like to do things in writing. And so I filed my complaint. Well, there was a security guard at the front, in front of the big cubicle in the front when you walk in the doors of the Board of Education. And you have to sign in there, whatever. So I told her what I was here to do, file a complaint. This lady comes. Okay, this lady, well, actually, she was talking to another parent over there, but she comes over. She's like, um, "Can I help you?" I said, "I'm here to file a complaint." So they give me the form. So the security guard gives me a form with the clipboard, and then she said, the lady, she said, "Who are you filing a complaint against?" I said, and I gave the name. Well, guess, lo and behold, that was her. The lady, that was her. So she was taking the complaint for her own self. So I asked her, I said, "Okay, so you're taking the complaint for your own self?" She's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be forwarded to my boss." Look, I haven't talked to who I've requested to speak with to begin with anyway. That's number 1. I wanted to speak with the superintendent. Didn't get to speak with the superintendent. I've spoken with you. I've spoken with your boss, whoever he is. Well, I know his name, but okay. Um, so I didn't even ever get to speak with the superintendent. So I found the complaint was against her for disconnecting the phone in my face. So I filled out my complaint, gave her her complaint form, and then about a week later, I filled out a public request form requesting the last 4 year of complaints that was may have been filed against her. She works for the public, so that's public information. And I received from that guy, mail boss, who she was supposed to forward the complaint to. He then sends me an email back saying that my public request was denied and that is personal information. So then I went to when you are requesting public records from a state official, state's office, whatever, if you're denied the information, you can go to the eternal attorney general of the state and report that information to them, and they'll let you know if it's considered personal information. It's a list of information on their website. And that is not personal information. Personal information that they cannot give out are things that have to do with your personal. Anything that has to do with your work when you work for the government is not personal information. So they're referring to like your social, your private phone number, your stuff that's personal. I'm not requesting that personal information. I wanted to know. Honestly, the reason I asked for the a list of the complaints is because I wanted to know that my complaint was on her file, and I think that's why I was denied, because I think that complaint form went directly in the trash. So the reason I went back to that story is because that is just an example of corrupt Georgia. So yes, these people get into these high positions, and do not they don't know how to um work their positions. They act like um they can break the law. Number 1, they act like they can be disrespectful, they can be rude, they can do whatever they want. They act like rules do not apply to them. Okay? Period. They're crazy when they get into these positions. um Unfortunately, it's really our people who act like that. I don't know. We get into these positions and we act like just lost our mind, because I don't know who in the world these people think they can treat like that. You know, who's going to take that kind of treatment? No one. So, you pay your taxes. You're not going to you don't know. So, but yeah, they actually think that they're going to treat people any kind of way. And that's just not happening. So, I think I've gotten way off topic. Okay, so the reason I brought that up was because I was just giving an example of the way the state of Georgia, these officials in Georgia, how they do stuff crooked. They're crooked, like Trump says, crooked Biden, crooked Joe, crooked Georgia. Georgia is crooked, and I don't think they purposely mean to be crooked. I think that they have just gotten used to their practices. I think that when you do things a certain way for a certain amount of time without being corrected, then you think what you're doing is right. You think it's correct, but they just haven't been corrected. You know what I'm saying? So because they haven't been corrected, they just continue on with their little practices of breaking the rules, breaking the law, doing people how they want, treating people how they want, blah 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 blah, because they have not been corrected. So All right. So this walkout that happened yesterday, okay, this walkout was a result of Fulton County, Fulton County not paying the company that provides the employees for the Fulton County Jail, the security guards. Okay. These folks, um, they worked for a contractor. So it was a contractor that Fulton County had a contract with, and the contractor then for their pays their employees. Okay. So Fulton County has not paid this company in 3 months, which they didn't deny, 3 months, and this they owe them over $1 million, no joke. So this company decides, okay, well, you know how when you're contracted with someone, especially when you've been doing business for a long time with them, um, people may be late, or the county may be late, or the state may be late, or whatever. And especially when you're dealing with the state or funds from the county, you would think they probably was like, okay, 1 month, no big deal, that we're going to get paid, we're going to get our funds. So they were paying their employees, and 3 months later they still haven't gotten paid from Fulton County. And so Fulton County, the security guards end up walking out yesterday. So we're going to take a look at the press conference from the Bibb County, Fulton County Sheriff's Department yesterday. So let me get that pulled up. Okay, just a second. It's going to take me a moment because um, I don't usually do a live thing, and just a moment. I got to get to this video I'm looking for. Yeah, I really couldn't believe this. This crazy. Okay, before we do that, let me change what's showing on this thumbnail is for this video. This is crazy. I didn't know that it just picks a thumbnail. I guess I wasn't thinking about. I thought it would have the picture of my profile on the thumbnail, but it did not. So let's go in here and change that really quick. Very quickly, we're going to just change that really quickly. And then we're going to go into our video. We'll get back into our video. Oh, I don't think I have access to be able to change it now. Yeah, I have to wait until it's over. So, all right, give me just a moment. Let me get back to Oh, I see what it does. It just like picks your as you go through your live, it picks different pictures because now it's different. But okay, so let's not deal with that. Let's just go to the video of the one that I just posted earlier. So you can see Bonnie Willis Strikes Again is what I titled it. Okay. Now, everything on this channel is alleged, and everything on this channel is alleged. Okay. So let's pull it up. I think I have to share my screen first. Let's share the screen. Okay. All right. So let's pull this up here. Wait, that's not right. Okay, there we go. Good. Now, where's the volume? Maybe the truth. Let's go back. Figure out that. Okay, it's on.
Salcido is there, and Angelina, the sheriff says they are working to spin this.
Bonnie Willis running the longest, and one of the most expensive trials in the history of the state of Georgia, and all for political gain.
Where staffing is already at a critical shortage. The contracting company says it's owed
Critical
more than $20
shortage.
million from the county, and now the Fulton County Sheriff says that he's ready to hire.
This is all developing within the last few hours here. Strategic Security Corp was contracted by the county commission to help supplement staffing at the Fulton County Jail. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido is there, and Angelina, the sheriff says they are working to spin the situation into something positive, hiring back those guards.
And there is clearly some frustration on both sides here. I spoke with the CEO of the security company before Sheriff Patrick Labatt came out here and addressed us, and also after that press conference as well. Sheriff Patrick Labatt saying that he's already hired some of the guards that walked off, but this CEO says he isn't even aware of any of his.
Notice she said hire some of the guards. Okay. They didn't say paying some of their money that they owe this company. They said hire some of the guards. Yeah, that's Georgia for you.
People going through that process tonight. His question to the sheriff is, where's this money coming from, and why haven't we been paid? Safety concerns at Fulton County Jail.
That's enough blame to go around.
Sheriff Patrick Labatt addressing the situation after nearly 80 security officers walk off the job.
I believe in paying for people the work they've done. And so contractually, we will get there. We just weren't going to be able to get there as quickly as they like.
Strategic Security Corps CEO says employees were told to leave.
You know what? That's another thing about us as a whole, as people. When we sign a contract, don't we understand that that is us obligating ourselves to whatever is in that contract? You understand? So when we sign a contract, we are agreeing to whatever is in the four corners of that signed contract, okay, that paper or papers. So when you agree to do something and they agree to provide this, and you agree to pay them this, and you sign your name on the line, that means that you are obligated to do what you said that you're going to do that's within that contract. So as long as they're providing the people, you're supposed to pay. And if you can't pay, you just got to cancel yourself or find a way to come out of the contract or whatever. But you cannot just go without, just say, okay, well, we can't pay right now. We're Georgia. Hey, we're the boss of everything. We can treat people how we want. Like, who in the world do you think you are? My gosh, it's crazy.
Because they're out in excess of $1 million. Over the phone, he says, quote, they never allocated.
We have long since said the Fulton County Sheriff has been understaffed and underfunded, an opportunity for us to partner with the Board of Commissioners early last year and bring on a third-party contractor. Since then, given the funding deficit, our inability to, as a county, pay the actual past due expenses, the company made a decision, a decision in writing that they would pull out Friday. Unfortunately and regrettably, at around 2:15 today, company employees were told to vacate their jobs, abandon their position, and not to come in to work tonight. So we worked with our county manager, we worked with our chief human resource officer manager for the county, and we are available and are using vacancies to actually hire those individuals. The last thing I wanted to do is have anybody be unemployed, be in a position where ultimately they are without a job. And so we've invited those individuals back in. And as one young lady, we met with them, one young lady just said, I'm grateful for the opportunity. Couldn't have.
Okay, so yes, you just heard him say we are hiring those individuals back in. So this corrupt Georgia, they just basically, okay, we owe you $1 million, company, for the contract that we signed with you, for you to provide these people to come into our jail and work. But we haven't paid you the last 3 months. We owe you over $1 million. But you know what? We're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to just take your employees and hire them directly, and we're going to pay them directly, and so you won't get paid, and we're not going to pay you what we owe you right now. That's what they did. That's pretty much what they did. And he's
afford to be unemployed, and we are focusing on hiring at a security officer specialist position, which is equivalent to what they actually left as after being told to leave.
So this man just actually said, did you see this? They made a title for the position, and they're hiring these people. They made up a title for this position, hiring these people. That's what he just said. He actually just said that. Now, that sounds illegal. It sounds illegal. I'm telling you, it's the same thing that's going on inside of that courtroom in Fulton County with that young man, young thug. I'm telling you right now, this is not something new. It's new to a lot of people because people are following this young thug trial, but this is not new. This has been going on in the state of Georgia forever. That's how people act. That's how people act when they get into these high positions. They act like they lose their mind, and they think that they can do whatever they want to do. So what's going on in the trial, it's new to a lot of people because it's become a national situation, but that's how Georgia has been forever.
And essentially, because they're coming to work for the county, they will get a 10% pay increase as well as benefits.
Oh, we're even going
So
to increase the pay. Yeah, because you don't have to pay the middleman.
So it's nearly $1 million that ultimately over 3 months.
We owe them over $1 million, but we don't give a damn.
From the perspective
That's pretty much what he's saying.
Unfunded or being
We don't
able
give a
to
damn. We just gonna hire the folks. We just gonna hire the people ourselves. We can do whatever we want.
Like any good business, they wanted their money.
That's that
What I found
Sonny Willis
disingenuous though
mentality.
was there
Just like she
during
said,
our
she didn't know.
conversations today, during
She didn't know
negotiations
that
today, they
it was
actually told the
inappropriate
people to
to
abandon their
hire
posts.
her
And
boyfriend.
so at
You
that
all
point, I found it
actually
disingenuous, and we found a way to move forward.
You did not plan on paying the excess of $1 million. And also, who does this fall on? Is it the sheriff's office or is it the county commissioner?
So it's enough blame to go around, but ultimately, I believe people should get
Enough
paid for
blame
what
to
they
go
have
around.
worked for.
No, it should not be enough blame to go around. It is you. It is Fulton County. You all are to blame. Like I said, you see, this man he didn't even say, we apologize to the company. We fell behind because of a lot of things that's going on in Fulton County. But we're going to do what we can to get this straight and, you know, pay them what we owe them. We need the employees, whatever. This man is saying, look at his eyes right now on this. Look at this man's eyes. He can't even look people in the eye. He's like, there's enough blame to go around. I can't stand when people don't take accountability for their actions. That's him not taking accountability for Fulton County's actions. Fulton County not taking the accountability for their actions. Just like in the Young Thug trial, these people are running this trial the way they want. The DA's office is running things the way that they want. Look at all the errors, all the problems that have come up in that trial, where that trial, if it was, I'm going to be honest with you, if Young Thug was white, that would have been a mistrial. That thing would have been dismissed a long time ago, period. That's just all to it. If Young Thug was white, if those boys were white, and I say boys because I'm older than that they are, but if those young men were white, that would have been dismissed. Look at Alec Baldwin. It was 3 days into his trial. Now, this man is on camera. He didn't purposely shoot the other person, of course. He was acting. He, took the stunt, was supposed to have been the stunt gun, and he shot, and it was a real bullet in there that killed the person, right? Okay, three days into that trial, because of an error on the prosecution, that trial was dismissed. Dismissed 3 days into that thing. All these errors and all these things that have gone on with this trial. A judge has been recused from the trial. A judge has been recused from the trial. And they still didn't get a mistrial. This is still not a mistrial. Can you believe it? Like, this is crazy. It's like these folks in Georgia can do whatever the hell they want, and it's like no one can do anything. They even, Mr. Steele, Young Thug's attorney, he went higher. He went to the highest that he could go. And here they are. They brought in this other judge who she seemed okay at first. And when I say okay, I mean doing the things by the book, right? That's all we're asking, is do things by the book. Stop making up your own damn rules, right? Okay, so she was doing things by the book at first. And then it's like when she started hearing Woody's interrogation videos, when she started seeing those and hearing those, it's like she started to become influenced by the videos and what was being said on those videos. That's what it seems like to me, because now she sounds like Judge Glanville to me. Now she sounds like Judge Glanville. So if this is crazy, this should have been a mistrial a long time ago. And I just feel bad for these guys that's in that courtroom in Fulton County right now, because Fulton County officials, they can do whatever the hell they want with no accountability, just like they did with this company. These people owe this company over $1 million, and they can be allowed to go behind the back of the company and hire the people directly. If that's not snakish, then hey, that's a snake move to me. Snake, plain old snake. It should be so illegal. I mean, I hope that company sues the heck out of Fulton County. And the sad thing is that it's going to fall on taxpayers. It's going to fall on taxpayers. So all this stupid behavior, this bad behavior that the officials are doing, they're creating havoc on the taxpayers, because that's who it falls on. When people do the wrong thing, when these people in the government and the higher officials that we voted into office, when they do the wrong thing, it's going to fall on us as taxpayers.
So we will work diligently to make that happen. But ultimately, we have put ourselves in a position where we can create and maintain a safer environment by employing these individuals.
Like it's okay.
We want to create a safer employment for them, as well as those who do provide care and custody.
How many employees did you hire back?
Right now, our targeted
But wait,
dealership is
watch this.
specifically
This
47
one
that came
news
in
reporter.
tonight.
He's
And that
not afraid
is
to ask the right question.
understanding that the third-party contractor went from a buildup of 30 to almost 80 plus
Again,
individuals.
making
So that's
excuses
nearly
for not
half.
paying these
We
folks.
have scheduled them accordingly so that we can possibly create the safest environment that we have.
Why were they not paid for the past 3 months?
Thank you.
The company itself, again, so this is a budgetary issue that we are
Not taking
continually fought for.
accountability.
And so we were not in a position, again, we talked about the historic underfunding of the sheriff's office, and that
Did
played
you hear
a
what this
large
man
part.
just said? This man said, again, this is a budgetary issue. Budgetary issue? Yeah, it is a budgetary issue. However, why is that an issue? Okay, why is that an issue? So there are funds that's allocated before the year starts, that's allocated for this to go to this to go to this to go to here. So what happened to those funds that's supposed to went to the security guards for, Fulton County? What happened to those funds? I'm gonna tell you what happened to those funds. The funds are going into these folks. The DA is using all of the resources in this trial. They're using all the resources in this trial to try to get these folks, and they don't have evidence, so they're having to pull out of the woods just any little person that may say something bad about these folks. Okay, something to ruin their character. But these, so far, they don't have evidence of what they're accusing these folks of. So they're putting all their resources into this trial so that Fani Willis can try and impress the people that voted for her so that she can be voted in again when it's time for to vote on another DA, or so that she could move into a higher elected official position. That's what she's doing. This is all political gain. And if you read about politics, whenever a politician, whenever someone that you vote for gets into office, the first thing that they want to do is to do something big. That's what they want to do. They want to impress people so that they do something super big to try and impress the public. And what I don't think she understood was the goodness that that Young Thug was doing for the community. As you know what I'm saying? I don't think she understood that there's a lot of people, especially the music industry, the hip hop industry. You just don't, especially when she brought up the darn lyrics. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Okay, so yeah, I don't think she understood how many people would be against her for the stuff that she's doing. And then and you know what they're trying to do right now? They're trying to remove uh the focus off of what is actually taking up all the resources, which is the Young Thug trial, and they're trying to use Trump, the prosecution of Trump here in Georgia. They're trying to use that and say that that is taking up the resources. That hasn't even started. That trial haven't even started. So you can't blame that. Don't no, it's because Fani Willis want to be known as a person that took down Young Thug. But she don't have no evidence. All she has are some songs of him saying this and that and this and that, and Woody being scared to go to jail, which I don't know why. If you do something with some young folks, these new age men who are scared to go to jail, if you scared, then don't be involved in stuff. Okay, because if you're going to go into the interrogation room and just blurt out stuff and volunteer information, whether it's true or not, then sit your butt down. That is not the life for you. Because, oh my goodness, I'm telling you, if I'm not a criminal, but if I was a criminal, I would have to, we would be all old school. We would be all some old school, old criminals just walking around doing our old school crime, whatever. It would be me and some old school folks doing our crime. I don't want to do no crime with no, I mean, I'm not a criminal. I don't commit crimes, but if I were a criminal, I would not do crimes with anybody of a certain age because they're too young and they just so scary. These people are not cut from the same cloth. They are scary. So, and it's okay to be scary. Just don't get in the mix if you scared. If you're going to go into the interrogation room and say, oh, but I could tell you about this, what can I do to get myself from having to go to, I mean, that's just not right. But anyway, let's stay off of our personal opinions about what went on in there. But yeah, so um okay, let's finish listening to what he's saying.
If you're
When
not
you
able to
talk
pay them, no.
about, I understand that these employees from talking to the CEO, that they were actually paid by this company, but the company is not receiving money from Fulton County. So essentially, these employees haven't been paid, but they're being paid by the company. The company is out over $1 million.
Well, the company has said they paid employees, but the meeting I just left, there was several employees, 10 or
Look
15.
at his eyes. He looked like a little kid that's telling a story. Kids get that stupid look on their face when that they're telling a lie. Like, look at his face. He looks like he's got that dumb face look on right now. You can tell he's telling a lie. He's like, just take accountability. The company they said that they've paid their employees. Y'all haven't paid them. No, well, it doesn't matter. But that's between them and their employees anyway. That's between them and their employees anyway. Whether or not whether they owe whatever they owe to their employees, that's between them and their employees. That has nothing to do with you, sir. Fulton County. That has nothing to do with you, with your lying face, allegedly. Look at his face. To me, he looks like a liar, smells like a liar. He's a liar, allegedly. And look at his face. You can tell that he's lying and he's not wanting to take accountability for his actions. Period. Look at him. This is everyday work from the state of Georgia. This has been going on in Georgia forever. I mean, because really he's taken the blame off of Fulton County and he's somehow trying to put the blame on the company. No, they followed through with what they were contracted to do. You didn't follow your part of the contract. You haven't paid them in 3 months. They provided folks for the last 3 months.
An employee that said last week before, people didn't get a full paycheck. And so I'm happy to onboard them as Fulton County employees, because one thing that Fulton County does well is take care of its employees.
So you haven't been able to pay them for the past 3 months because of budgetary concerns. But now you're hiring people with a increase in pay. How is the sheriff's department going to pay for them?
So there are two different buckets of money. Yeah. And so ultimately we're using our vacancies, as I've said, to really bring them on to a livable
we
wage.
Really are trying.
Really, as I found out, it was heartbreaking to see that some of these folks weren't even making a livable wage.
Any sense. That's
and
why
so
you're having to
look at
repeat
what the Board of
yourself.
Commissioners has done in a very positive manner, and that is creating employee opportunities where people are making 40, in this case, $41,000.
Okay, they haven't paid this company in over 3 months, and he's actually making excuses for that. There's no excuse for that. They need to stop this trial. Somebody needs to come in, whether the judge wants to or not. They need to come in and say mistrial, dismiss this case. This case has been going on for all this time, and nothing has come out of this case. This is crazy. And they need to, and it's like us people looking at the state of Georgia like, what the heck? Because we're taxpayers. We're the one that's paying these taxes. We're paying for all this. So we're looking like, hey, that's my dog, sorry. So we're looking like, what's going on with our tax-paying, hard working money, right? We don't, where is our money then that we put? I have to take this for a minute moment. Okay, so where is our money, right? And he's not given any explanation of what went on with our funds. He's not. He's just, again, putting the blame on not Fulton County. Let's say that.
Why couldn't this have been fixed before this? Because, I mean, if you had this pot of money over here that you're able to hire people with now with the pay increase,
Look at his face.
why did it get to this point
Trying to
where a
think of
company
some
hasn't been
clever-
paid nearly $1 million?
So again, there are two different buckets of money.
Again.
Right? One is contractual money. The other, what we're using, are monies that were gleaned from the vacancies. And so we're able to, because as we continuously
love
hire,
to use
and
words
we have done a great job.
feel like
The women
makes
and
it
men in the
okay.
Fulton County Sheriff's
Makes
Office,
it sound okay.
every day they
It's not
come
okay.
into an environment where they
Oh my
have the
gosh.
hardest job, really in the state of Georgia. And ultimately,
Yeah,
should be
they do
paid
have a hard
accordingly.
job.
And
So
so
you
when
need
we
to pay them and make
continuously
sure that
recruit,
company
we
gets paid
recruited
that you
almost
signed a contract
750,
with. So
750
those
people
people
in the
that's
last
working
3
that hardest
years.
job can
Retention
get their
becomes an
funds, get their
opportunity.
pay.
And if you follow the Board of Commissioners,
Whew. So yeah,
Why is Amazon?
so that was that. That was the press conference yesterday. That was the press conference yesterday. So let's I'm sorry. This darn the state of Georgia makes me mad. These people make me so mad, trying to act like everything is okay with their actions, the way that they're doing this Young Thug trial, the way that they're doing this man, and all those men. Well, I don't even know about the rest of the men, but as far as Young Thug, and from what I've heard during this long, unnecessary trial, there is no evidence as far as what they're trying to convict him of, because they already put the charges out there. So it should have been dismissed a long time ago. It shouldn't even have been a mistrial. Words of mistrial should have been dismissed a long time ago, period. The state of Georgia, these people, and that's why when it's time for us to vote the people into office, your local people, your DA, your superintendent, your Senate, your local people, because everybody focuses on presidency. Presidency is all the way over there. We need to focus and do your research on the local folks that we vote into these positions, because these people are crazy. Do your research on what they've done. Look up as much as you can about the people, because I'm telling you, and if they are people that have done things, look at how they did it. If they did it where they didn't do it how the book says do it, then don't vote for them, because that's going to be a person that's making up their own rules. That's going to be a person that thinks the law does not apply to them. That's going to be a person that the law applies to you, but not me, right? That's that type of person. That's going to be a person that thinks that they can treat taxpayers any kind of way. Okay? That's what is going on here. And I'm going to tell you about the cliques of Georgia. They go by these cliques too. They do this, they've been doing this forever. And I don't know if this is a Southern thing or if it's a Georgia thing. I can only speak for Georgia, but they get into these cliques. And the cliques start from the bottom and they go all the way up. The cliques are like the school officials, the oh my goodness, the corporate companies here, okay? Even though they're corporate companies, they're national corporate companies, but they're located right. We have the companies right around the corner. And the people that's in the high positions on the board of directors and stuff like that, these people have cliques. It could be that they go to the same church, or cliques. They have cliques. Okay, even the darn HOAs in certain communities in the South or in Georgia. So they get into these cliques, and it's really I'm really talking about Black people. That's who I'm talking about. Okay, because I don't see this going on with other races. I don't see them get into these high positions and act a fool. I just don't see it. I our people. They get into these positions and they act a fool, and they get into these cliques. And the clique is, okay, you can be in our clique if you go to the church we go to. You can be in our clique if you follow the leader, follow what I do, even if you think it's not right or whatever. You can be in our clique if you treat people this way, if you look at yourself different than whatever the reason for the clique and their mentals, whatever. Okay, so they have these cliques, and if you're not in the clique, whether you work for a company, whether you are going to a big church, whether you are whoever you are, okay, if you're not in that clique, you're going to be singled out. That's just all to it. You're going to be singled out. And let me turn this off. I still got this sharing on. So you're going to be singled out, and not even singled out. You're just not going to be, the respect is not going to be there for you. That's just all to it. That's just how the South is, Georgia is, whatever you want to call it. They're small-minded, and they treat people like shit. Okay, they treat taxpayers like shit because they can. They disrespect us. They make their own rules, make their own laws. They don't follow the law, blah, 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 blah. That's just how it is in the state of Georgia. And what they're doing in the Young Thug trial is ridiculous. It is unbelievable. I cannot believe it. And I'm telling you right now, if Young Thug was white, this would not be going on for this long. It would have been dismissed a long time ago when that crazy stuff first was happening in that courtroom. It would have been gone a long time ago. It would have been dismissed a long time ago, period. And no one can tell me different because I know how the state of Georgia is. And this is just a part of the state of Georgia and how they do stuff. They are crooked. They are corrupt. They are whatever you want to call it, whatever term you want to use. That's how they are. So that's what's going on. And that's the same thing with this man just actually openly saying, we did not pay that company we owe them over $1 million, but we just going to hire the people. We're just going to cut them out and just hire the people directly. And we're going to give them an increase of pay. Oh, like he's doing a favor, like he's doing something big, like, oh, we're doing something good. Like, dude, you're a snake. You're a snake. You owe money to this company. You need to pay this company their money. Stop putting all these resources into that trial because you don't have no evidence. Take the money and pay it to these companies so that their company that you're contracted with, Fulton County, can go pay their people to go and work. Okay, because nobody's going to work for free anyway. So that's one thing. But yeah, they're just snakes. And this is just a perfect example of what I was trying to say to begin with. This is a perfect example of what's going on in the state of Georgia. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you and give my opinion about what happened yesterday with these Fulton County security guards walking out. And just show you an example. Oh, and by the way, one more thing, important. Fani Willis, okay, so she's putting all these resources into this Young Thug trial. Why do you think that they weren't able to pay the company anyway? Why do you think? He just said budgetary, the budget. So there's budget set aside for this, right? For the whole quarter or the whole year, right? So where's the budget for the security guards that work in the jail, right? Where are those funds? Where's taxpayers' money? It's going into the trial. That's where. So that's why they got behind over $1 million the last 3 months, because they are not following the rules. They're not following the law, and they're doing whatever the hell they want with taxpayers' money. Fani Willis is out of her mind, and everything's alleged on this page, on this channel, but she's out of her mind, and we have to make sure that we are voting the right people into office. Do your research on these folks, because they have lost their mind, and this is crazy. So that's all I have to say. Remember, everything on this channel is alleged. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for watching me. And I will see you next time.